The Case for Faith, A Journalist Investigates the Toughest Objections to Christianity, is a non-fiction work by Lee Strobel, a former atheist turned Christian, in which he tackles some of the most challenging questions that can hinder a person's willingness to embrace Christianity and organized religion more broadly. Strobel refers to these challenges as heart barriers. The book is structured around interviews and reflections with leading philosophers, theologians, and everyday Christians, all aimed at addressing the difficult questions Strobel raises. He opens the book with an anecdote about two close friends and evangelists, Charles Templeton and Rev. Billy Graham. Graham, now advanced in years, has remained steadfast in his Christian faith despite a lifetime of varied experiences. Templeton, however, turned agnostic after seeing a harrowing photograph of a mother in Africa holding her deceased infant during a severe drought. The image shook his faith, leaving him unable to reconcile the idea of a loving God with the suffering he witnessed. Strobel uses this story as a framing device, illustrating how profound questions about evil and suffering can lead even devoted believers to doubt and turn away from faith. Having once struggled with skepticism for reasons similar to Templeton's, Strobel addresses these questions through interviews with prominent thinkers in philosophy and religion. The central questions he explores include: how can a loving God exist in a world filled with evil and suffering? How can miracles occur when science seems to contradict them? Why is God necessary if evolution explains life's development? How can God be worthy of worship while allowing the death of children and innocents? How could a loving God permit the existence of hell? Other chapters probe the violent and troubling history of Christianity and the exclusivity of salvation through Jesus. Through conversations with priests, scholars, and theologians, Strobel presents clear arguments addressing each concern. He argues that evil and suffering result from human free will, as people can resist God's guidance or act against his purposes. Miracles are possible because God can intervene within the natural world. Hell is not a punishment imposed by God, but a consequence for those who reject him. By embracing God, one avoids hell entirely. The violent episodes in Christian history stem from human free will, not from the teachings of Christ. Strobel emphasizes that doubt is natural and that believers can seek God's help not only to strengthen faith, but also to navigate periods of uncertainty. Regarding the deaths described in the Bible, Strobel contends that God allowed them because, if spared, those individuals would have caused even greater harm. Overall, Strobel's work promotes Christianity while validating the role of questioning and doubt. He underscores that developing a strong faith involves engaging with both affirming and challenging arguments. After weighing the evidence, Strobel concludes that Christianity remains a profoundly positive force despite the difficult questions he has examined. The book closes on a poignant note with Graham visiting Templeton on his deathbed, praying for his friend in his final moments. Lee Strobel is a former investigative journalist and author of several Christian books, earning 4 ECBA Christian Book Awards. His other works include The Case for Christ and The Case for a Real Jesus, along with the spin-off series The Case For, aimed at young readers exploring faith critically. Strobel served as a teaching pastor before producing his own television show, Faith Under Fire, and holds a degree from Yale Law School. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.